Hello again and welcome back to the PhatPhish Guitar Studio. I'm Dave, and in this video we're going to be taking a look and listen to one of my favourite pedals down on my pedal board. It's the Seafoam Plus from Keeley Engineering. The Seafoam Plus is a chorus pedal, but don't confuse it with the regular Seafoam. As the name suggests, the Seafoam Plus has the sounds of the Seafoam chorus, but it has some additional modes, some additional features and sounds which really take it a step or two beyond that regular chorus sound. I bought it specifically for those additional sounds. I just was looking for like a richer and thicker sounding chorus that I just wasn't getting from the regular thing, like a Boss CH1 Super Chorus, and the Seafoam delivers it. Now, before we get into the pedal in particular, I want to talk a bit about chorus, what the effect is, so it helps you understand what the extra tricks the Seafoam Plus has up its sleeve, what they are and how they work. I realise this is the point where some people are going to get mad and start hurling abuse in the comments section, or the shut up, stop talking, just shut up and play guitar. No, I intend this channel to be educational. I explain how things work so you understand them, and if there's something you like or don't like about the pedal, you understand what that is and be in a position that you can look at alternative options and understand what it is that you're looking for and why the pedal works the way that it does. So let's quickly get into what the chorus is. Chorus is a time-based effect. It's also one of what we call a modulation effect. So time-based effects, things like reverbs and delays, and choruses and choruses, phasers and flanges fall into a category of time-based effect called modulation, because what they do is they take, like a delay pedal, take the original signal and duplicate it in time, but they also change the duplicated signal in some way. In the case of a chorus pedal, it changes it in pitch, and depending on how you have the controls on the pedal set, you change the delay time between the original signal and that effect signal, and you change how much and how quickly the effect changes in pitch and in time, and it just gives you a fuller, lusher sort of sound. To give you a quick example, this isn't the Seafoam Plus. I'll just play something with the Boss CH1 Super Chorus, which is a fairly typical chorus sound. So guitar just on its own, it's a bit of reverb, nothing else. And then with the chorus, yeah, it's got a bit more depth to it. Seafoam Plus sounds like this though. Yeah, it's much richer sound, much bigger sound. I really like it. As indeed, I think everybody who plays my pedal board really enjoys using this pedal. As I said, it's got a few different modes on it. It's like the Seafoam pedal, but with some extras. So let's talk about what we've got. So if we take a look at the pedal, you can see we've got 4 knobs and a 3-way switch. The knobs are labelled rate, depth, space and mix, and that three-way little micro switch allows you to select the mode of the pedal. Now currently we're in ADT mode. That's what we call the true chorus, and what ADT gives you above and beyond just a regular chorus sound is, how I said that with a chorus pedal you get a second voice. What the true chorus does, what the ADT mode does, is it gives you multiple voices, and because you've got multiple voices, they just give you a much bigger sound. I mean, you could hear the difference there between the regular Boss chorus and the Seafoam in ADT mode. Night and day. It's a much bigger sound. Now, this is where some of the controls get a wee bit confusing, because in ADT mode, that rate and depth control don't control rate and depth. If you notice, they've got some writing next to them in a different colour, slightly smaller. The rate knob is also labelled tune, and the depth knob is labelled time. So what the controls are doing in ADT mode, the tune knob is allowing you to control the pitch of the chorus voices. So those additional voices, you can change the pitch. So like how not to say out of tune, but how different they are to the pitch that you're actually playing. The the time control allows you to set the time delay for the effect voices. The space control, that adds in some additional reverb, like big, I think they call it cathedral reverb or abbey reverb, big reverb sound. It really opens up the sound. And mix does what it's suggesting, mixes the unaffected signal with the affected signal. So all the way down you don't hear any chorus at all the way to the right you only hear the chorus voice, and somewhere in between you get a blend of your own guitar, your dry guitar signal and the chorus. So let's mess around with some of those settings now and see what we can get. I'll take the mix right the way up full, so you're only hearing the chorus sound to begin with, so we hear what the different controls do, and then we'll mess around with that as well. So let's dial in sound. Turn the rate up, say let's take it halfway. Just say rate, it's not rate, it's tune. So we're changing the pitch of the delay of the chorus signal. Now that's much more pronounced because, this is why I like to explain how effects work. The delayed signal was changed in pitch, and that's what gives a chorus effect. It makes a chorus rather than just a simple delay, is the change in pitch. And because we're adjusting the tune control and making that difference in pitch greater, the chorus sounds more prominent. Let's take it all the way up. Yeah, that for me, that's a little bit extreme, but it might be the sort of thing that you like. Don't forget, we've got the mix control, so if you wanted to tame that a little bit, let's just try it for the hell of it. Let's go half and half on the mix. Yeah, that tames the sound a bit. You've still got that strong chorus sound, but because of some of the unaffected signal in the mix as well, it's not as overpowering. That's why a blend control or a mix control like this can be really, really useful. I'll turn the mix right the way up because we want to hear how the other controls work. I'll take the rate back to 12 o'clock. I keep calling it the rate because that's the big label. It's the tuning control. I will take not the depth control, the time. Take that all the way down. Hear how that sounds. Take that up to halfway. Again, that makes the sound of the effect a bit more pronounced because remember, a chorus pedal is changing that delay signal in pitch and time away from the original signal, and the more we shift that in time, the more pronounced the effect is. Let's go full whack with that. Now that for me isn't as overpowering as it was with the tune control up full, so a lot of scope on the time control for dialing in a sound that we like. What I'm going to do is set the tune and the time to about halfway just to get a decent sound, and we'll play around with that space control. So the space control, as I say, adds in a reverb to the signal as well. So just playing it with the space control all the way down, so no real reverb sound other than the reverb pedal that I've got on. And turn that up. That's it halfway, let's take it full. Yes, a really big sound. So let's play around with the mix control a little bit. Put everything at 12. Okay, so I'll set the mix at about 10 o'clock. So we're biasing the sound more towards the unaffected signal. Let's turn that up. So there we've got a majority of the sound is the chorus, but there's still a bit of the dry signal in there. And turn it up full. Yeah, so as you can hear, lots of usable sounds on the ADT, the true chorus sound. So that's really the effect that I bought this pedal for. But let's flick the switch into Seafoam mode and look at what the controls do for this. Okay, so the Seafoam mode, it's behaving like a regular Seafoam chorus. It's a typical Bucket Brigade type sounding chorus, and if the controls are a bit more like you'd expect. So the rate control affects the rate of the chorus effect. The depth affects the depth or the intensity of the chorus effect, and the space control actually functions as a tone, so we can just change the tone of the affected signal. So let's play around. Let's take it to a low rate and a medium sort of depth. I'll leave the mix up full so we're hearing the sound of the chorus, and it sounds like this. So typical slow chorus. Let's turn the rate up, put that halfway, and we'll expect there should be a little bit more warbly because the rates the chorus is fluctuating a bit faster. Yeah, you can hear that chorus effect. Let's try that up full. Now that's again maybe a little bit too much. There will be a sound, that sound will work for some people in certain contexts. You know, we're hearing it's all a little bit clinical here. But again, let's see what the mix control does with that by bringing in some of the unaffected signal. You know, I don't think that tames it quite as much as it did with the ADT mode, but again, it's a different pedal. You know, we're hearing this as a regular chorus pedal rather than a multi-chorus, but there will be, for some people, that is the sound that they're looking for. Let's play around with the depth control. So the rate set halfway, depth is set as low as it'll go, and mix is full. Quite subtle. I mean, let's try that without any chorus. Yeah, it's there, but it's much more subtle. Turn the depth up a bit. Halfway. full. Again, very, very pronounced there. The difference between high rate and high depth, you know, the modulation there, you know, it's happening at a fairly modest rate, but the effect sounds quite extreme because we've got the depth turned up full, so there's much more variation over the same space of time. There's much more variation in the depth of the the intensity of the affected signal, because we've got the depth turned right the way up. Let's just take things down to half and half and just play around with the space, which is like the tone control. So this is the low tone. Yeah, so that control is not making huge differences, but it all helps to shape the tone. Okay, so we've heard the ADT mode and Seafoam. What about the third mode, the dual chorus? Dual chorus is two independent choruses based upon pitch. I said with the ADT mode, that was a kind of like a normal chorus, but it had multiple voices. It's still one chorus effect. What the dual chorus is, it's like a traditional chorus effect in terms of the number of voices, but you have a chorus effect that works on lower pitches and a separate chorus that works on higher pitches. So let's just play around and see what that's capable of. What the controls do here, rate and depth are rate and depth for like the main chorus, if you like. But that's what that space control does. It allows you to control the low end chorus. It affects the depth of the low end chorus without changing the depth of the high end chorus. So got the mix up full, so we're only hearing the chorus setting. Leave the rate and depth and effect halfway, and it sounds like this. Now let's take that space control and turn it down, so this affects the depth of the lower chorus. So there's two extremes. It's got an interesting sound. We'll play around with the rate and depth in a second. But really I wanted to show get the point about what that dual chorus is doing. So you heard it there with the space control right the way down. So that was a fairly low depth chorus on the lower pitch notes. When I turn that up, it increased the depth for the lower pitch chorus. So you got much more intense isn't the word, much deeper sound. So it's another way of shaping the sound. We'll put that about halfway and just mess around with the rate and depth a little bit. So as you can hear there, the basic voice of that is similar to the Seafoam, but using the space control to change the depth of the lower band chorus, we can bring in some really interesting sounds. Some of the sounds there I think are a little bit too intense for me, as an always on type of effect, but there will be certain uses where that is just the sound that you're looking for. Okay, now all the sounds we've heard so far have been clean because we want you to hear the sound of the chorus as clearly as possible, but let's kick in some drive and hear how it sounds with some distorted tones. So I've just dialed in like a usable chorus tone on the ADT, so dry sound, chorus sound. Hear how that sounds with some overdrive. Yeah, that's just, for me, just gets really, really mushy. The ADT mode, the true chorus sound, for me works better on a clean. With a distorted sound, that doesn't really work for me. I guess some applications it would work, but I think better just a regular chorus sound in the Seafoam mode. Add in some overdrive. That is a bit more usable. I think if you're going for like Adrian Smith, I think is a good example. Adrian Smith from Iron Maiden often has quite a nice chorused and overdriven sound, and I think you can dial in those sort of tones using the Seafoam setting rather than using the ADT. Just for the heck of it, put it into the dual chorus mode. So clean sounds like this. Add in some overdrive. Maybe not for me, but as the instruction book that comes with this suggests, a little play on words, if you go for like a Come As You Are, Nirvana, grungy chorus sort of sound, the dual chorus mode is probably the way to go for that. So it's probably got its uses, but not for me. Personally, the Seafoam Plus is all about the ADT mode. If I didn't have another chorus pedal on my board, I've got the Boss CH1 Super Chorus. If I didn't have that, I probably would switch in just a regular Seafoam as like a normal chorus sound. But as it is, I've got the Boss Super Chorus for that, playing the role of the main chorus setting. And I'm quite happy just to use Seafoam Plus in like the plus mode using the ADT sound. That big multi-voiced chorus, really lush. And like I say, everybody who's played my pedal board really enjoys the Seafoam Plus and tends to gravitate towards that ADT mode, that big multi-voice, as they call it, the true chorus. There's a lot to like about that. As I said at the start, one of my favourite pedals. It's not on all that much, compared to something like a reverb or a delay, which tend to be always on pedals for me. This is like an effect when I want a chorus. This does the job as well as anything else I've found. So it does one job for me particularly well, and I really like it for that. Hopefully, going through the sounds on board, it's giving you a bit of information about how choruses work, what this gives you above and beyond just a regular chorus pedal, and will help you in your search for a chorus pedal in future. I bought this quite a few years ago now. I'm a bit ashamed that it's taken me this long to get around to doing a video about it. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but that's academic, because what we're bothered about is how much it will cost you to go and buy one of these now. I have a quick look on the internet and the current price is something like this. Whether you think that's good value for money or not, it depends on you and your budget and how much you might want to use one of these pedals. But Keeley, he's one of the boutique makers. He's up there with like Josh Scott from JHS and Brian Wampler. Really good high-end boutique pedal maker, and an all-round nice guy from everything I've heard about him. So yeah, there we go. That's the Seafoam Plus chorus from Keeley Engineering. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, please click the like button down there, and if you really enjoyed it and you want to see other videos that I post on the channel, then please click the subscribe button, which is also down there, and click the bell icon so you get notified of any new videos that I post on the channel. You're welcome to leave a comment, but I don't always get notified by YouTube when people leave comments on videos. So if there's something specific you want to ask me, whether it's about this pedal, guitar gear, effects in general, music theory, guitar playing, anything at all, you're better off going here, fill that form in, that way the question comes direct to me and I get around to answering it in a future video. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.